I can't believe that it's been 9 months since I moved to Charlotte. I remember last year, it wasn't even like in a prayer, it was just kind of like, hey God, it would be really cool to move to Charlotte. Just a thought. And then BAM! God's like, you're moving to Charlotte and you're gonna live in this huge, gorgeous, 100-year-old house with some of the best friends that you're ever gonna make, and you're gonna be a missionary, which is something you've always wanted to do, and so much more than you could ever dream or imagine. And I'm all, I just thought that it would be cool to move to Charlotte. But alright! And I was on my way. And that's what happens when you ask God to make His desires your desires. You start wanting all of the good things that He has for you. And that wasn't even the point of this video, but I like that word. You a real one, God, you a real one. So I thought that I would sum up the past 9 months in a few key points that drastically changed my life. Casually changed my life forever. Number 1 is vulnerability. Vulnerability can be so hard, but vulnerability and that openness, that's where God does His work. Because if we're not willing to be open and to be broken and to be pulled and stretched, we have to be willing to put ourselves out there, to be real and to be honest. Because vulnerability leads to honesty. And honesty leads to truth. And truth is what changes lives. Truth is what changes your heart. Truth is what makes a pure heart. And like I said, wanting what God wants and desiring what God wants. Number 2 is unconditional love. It's easy to love people when they love you back. You give love, you get love, you give love, you get love. And that's great, but that's not just the love that God's called us to give. He's called us to go beyond that and love people who either can't love you back or won't love you back. And I think that's actually the opposite of what this world has told us to do. The world tells us they don't deserve love, so you shouldn't love them. You should withhold love. But when you think about it, God has never withheld love from us. He's been the one loving us so perfectly, and if He's done that for us, then that love is in us, and we are able to extend the same kind of love. To branch off of that, forgiveness is huge. Extending forgiveness doesn't have to be a face-to-face thing or because they asked for it. Forgiveness can be something that happens right in here, and when you forgive someone, you're the one that actually becomes free, and that freedom is so sweet. Number 3 is having an unoffendable heart. This is one of the hardest things that I've had to learn, because the truth of the matter is sometimes unjust things are gonna happen to you and lies are gonna be said about you or to you, but we don't need to believe it and we don't need to be shaken by it. It seemed so impossible to me for so long, but it is actually so possible if you know that you know that you know that you know who you are. Not just head knowledge, but to the deepest core, you know who you are, and you know who you've been created to be, and you know that you are loved and that you are treasured and that you are chosen. When you know that and you can depend on that and you can rest in that, suddenly you can just drop your sword and you don't have to fight, because love has already fought for you and love has already won for you. And the truth of who God says you are is way more important and trumps every lie. So these 3 things that I learned over the course of the 9 months finally came together, and I finally realized what God was wanting to instill in me. And that thing is sacrificial love. And I always thought that I was good at sacrificial love. Like, yeah, I will give you my last donut if that's what makes you happy. I can do that, but that's just the surface of it. God wanted to take me so much deeper in it. I think it's so easy for us to just look at ourselves and see the pain that we're going through and say, hey, that hurt me. But to open our eyes to the bigger picture and see that if somebody is saying something to you, it's probably out of their own hurt. There's something going on in them that they're reacting out of. And so sacrificial love says, are you willing to sacrifice your right to be mad or to get even or be defensive in order that they can feel God's love? So God can use you to deliver his love to them. And it's not God saying, hey, don't be mad, don't be hurt. He's saying, give it to me. I'll take it. I understand you and I see you. But I'm trusting you with this person's heart. I'm trusting that you're gonna allow me to use you as a vessel because there's healing that I want to give this person and there's something that I want to do in this person's life. I want to reach this person with my love and I'm choosing to use you to do it. And man, the awesome things that can come from that and the love that we receive, the love that we extend, it's so worth it. It's life-changing. I could go on forever, but I just wanted to let you guys know what's been going on in my life. So, there you have it. Bye.